Buhari's administration despite gloomy statistics. River State Police Command arrest one suspect as kidnapped Anthony First Class Chief. Some Wike takes first dose of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. On the foreign scene, many injured as massive fire burns at Indonesian oil refinery. COVID is real. Observe all health protocols. Protect yourself. Protect others. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ifiemi Adesina, says despite the rate of inflation and unemployment, it is not enough for Nigerians to focus on negatives. Mr. Adesina spoke while appearing as a guest on Channels Television's Sunday Politics.
Let us give Nigerians some credit. We are making progress. It may be slower than we want, but things are looking up. It's not all gloomy, as you said. Then coming to the MBS report. Yes, MBS is an agency of government. Is it not to the credit of this administration that it never tampers with the MBS statistics? Whatever MBS has found, it releases. And government takes it in good faith and uses it to work. But let me tell you, it is a global phenomenon and not peculiar to Nigeria.
He argued that there are silver linings in the sky, but no one talks about them.
There are always silver linings in the sky from time to time. It's typical of Nigeria that when those silver linings come, we don't talk about them. You talked about inflation at 17-point-something%. When that inflation dropped to about 11% a couple of years back, we didn't hear a sound. All that we hear most times are just the negatives. The truth is that in any country in the world, if you want to focus on the negatives, you will have more than enough to chew.
National leader of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has called on the federal government to invest massively on job creation to tackle insecurity and unemployment in the country. Tinubu, while speaking at an event in Kaduna, said that government must urgently think outside of the box in finding solutions to the challenges posed by unemployment. According to him, the frustration and despair among the youth was largely caused by chronic poverty and breakdown in social institutions. Tinubu added that government must implement a national industrial policy to encourage key industries to begin to employ the country's growing population. Rivers State Police Command says it has arrested one Wariboko Posene in connection with the kidnap of the just-released Anthony King, His Royal Majesty Aaron Miller. Spokesman of the command, Nnamdi Omoni, in a statement said Dr. Aaron Miller, the Okama of Ikuru, was released from his abductors over the weekend after spending more than a month in captivity. SP Omoni said Mr. Basuene, through intense pressure, led the rescue team to the thick forest in Abisa. The spokesman said the king was released as a result of a robust synergy with the police and other sister security agencies. The statement further added that King Dr. Aaron Miller, while narrating his ordeal in the hands of his abductors, expressed gratitude to God and others who made his release possible. Correspondent Soebi Oruwari reports that earlier the Commissioner of Police, Ebuka Friday, led his officers to the residence of the monarch even as he thanked God for the release and commended his men for the feat. CP noted that on assumption of duty, he was confronted with the incident, but however put in place adequate machinery to increase of the king and his kinsman, Dr. Jones Ayuwo, who was kidnapped in separate incident on February 21, 2021.
Everything possible must be done. Whatever they want to assist in work, to have to involve Navy too, because they have a more secure gunboats. So that we assist us. First of all, they made one arrest. The first arrest we made, that one did not give us much more information. But along the line, we were going to arrest one warrior. That one was very useful. It was best we took us to the place that they were. So we knew everybody that did it. We knew where they were. So we went there, or reaching there, we had just left. We saw the clothes. I'm really very happy that we are here. No injury, nothing.
This time last year, the Rivers State government imposed a lockdown in the state to reduce the infection rate of COVID-19. The state government also closed its borders in major markets, two of which remain closed till date in Port Harcourt. At that time, Rivers State had just one confirmed case, while Nigeria had recorded 97 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and one death. With the swiftness with which the state acted at that time, many thought Governor Nyesom Wike would take the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine first and then open, as many political leaders have done worldwide. However, speaking when he received the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 delegation led by the National Incident Manager Mukhtar Mohammed over the weekend, the governor said he has taken the first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine but chose not to make it public.
Taking vaccine is not undertaking any project for anybody to see that you are taking vaccine. It has done to politics. Assuming what I'm taking is not the vaccine. Yes, I can pretend, and then they put it on your body say you have taken vaccine. So I don't like to play politics in everything. God the press, Governor Sokoto has taken, Governor Oyo has taken, Governor Abroad has taken. So, but let them not tell you that I did my own quietly in the clinic here. So I don't need to begin to announce to the world the worship of us. But when I said it, it's because you know propaganda. River State, we are not averse to taking up the vaccine. People are very, very aware that they need to take the vaccine.
Governor Wike also said that the state government will not hesitate to dissolve the tribunal set up to prosecute violators of COVID-19 protocols if federal authorities interfere in the outcome of the case.
It's not everything we should do that we have to politicize it. It is not. As regards to health, it's very, very important that we must strictly comply with the rules. So it is you people. So they don't use a federal mic now and say, oh, they embarrass one of our big men. If we find out that any influence in this tribunal, we'll just dissolve it. We don't need it. After all, if you federal the tribunal, you must pay them some stipends. Assure us that you will not bring your influence from Abuja. That's all I want.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that earlier, the PTF National Incident Manager Mukhtar Mohammed commended Governor Wike for his effort in tackling the pandemic in the state.
I bring to you greetings from the Presidential Task Force, from my boss, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa. The PTF is not unaware of the progress that has been recorded in River State. We know when this pandemic started, River State was one of the states that confronted the epidemic with a well-prepared team, with well-prepared leadership, and with well-prepared staff to be able to take on the epidemic.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Rivers State recorded 4 cases of COVID-19 among the 104 new cases recorded in the country. Lagos State recorded the highest with 48 cases. Still ahead, mixed reaction trails generosity of Rivers State government to Burna Boy and artists over the weekend. Stay tuned.
Thank you message from Honorable Fred Bakpakol. Yes.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162, and let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts. Then.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, INEC says it has begun analyzing the electronic voting machines showcased by over 50 companies. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, in an interview said INEC is also looking forward to the amendment of the law that will enable electronic voting. He said electronic voting will reduce the Commission's heavy logistics burden, including the printing of ballot papers and hiring of thousands of ad hoc staff. PDP stalwart in Rivers State, Ferdinand Anabraba, has urged the newly inaugurated PDP Local Government Campaign Committee in Akokotoro to use the developmental stride of the Wike's administration in the area as their campaign tool. Chief Anabraba, while inaugurating the 100-man Roland Sekibo campaign team in the local government area over the weekend, urged them to use the Aponima Ring Road and the infrastructural development of the council to woo people into supporting the PDP in the April 17 election, as the community is in dire need of the PDP.
In Akukutoro, we're really proud that we have a very, very formidable candidate who has been tested and tried and has found worthy to return for a second term. The PDP government completed renovation of Ifiemi Grammar School. In the renovation of the General Hospital provided the ring road. We have a structure at Ifiemi Field, which is the first of its kind in Akutoro, and not many in various states, in various local governments in River State. The Aponima Mini Stadium. The governor awarded the contract for the Trans-Calabari Road, and we have no choice than to return the PDP council chairmanship candidate and all the ward councilorship candidates.
Also, the chairman of the council, Roland Sekibo, who appreciated the people for nominating him for the second term, urged his team to reconcile all aggrieved members of the party.
I'm giving God glory. I want to thank the leadership of the party. I want to say that when the people concertedly and assiduously work together, the work is easier. I want to urge the campaign team to make sure that we carry all our people along. Everybody that needs to be contacted by the campaign committee must be contacted so that the work becomes easy for us. I want to also congratulate the councilorship candidate. It wasn't easy, but they have returned is by the grace of God. And I know that every one of them will add value to the party.
Our correspondent reports that the chairman of the campaign team, Sir Ibim Dokubo, who pledged his loyalty to the party, promised to deliver on his mandate.
We are going to have a brand new chairman and 17 councillors, all of the PDP. We thank you once again, and we say we are loyal to the party.
A non-governmental organization, Ogoni Liberation Initiative, has faulted what it described as the system by which the Federal Ministry of Environment wants to adopt in implementing the water project in the Ogoni community. Recall that the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abubakar, had flagged off the construction of 6 billion naira water facilities in Kana local government. But President of Ogoni Liberation Initiative, Douglas Fabeke, said they will not allow the ministry to rehabilitate the old water tank in Ogoni because the tanks are contaminated. Dr. Douglas, who was speaking during a meeting with some investors in Port Harcourt, said they expect water treatment plants in all kingdoms and local government areas in Ogoni communities for the safety of the people. He, however, said they are going to partner a group that is ready to release over $4 billion to take over the first phase to develop Ogoni land and turn the place into an industrial city, while calling on the federal government for total cooperation. The president of the organization also thanked Governor Nyesom Wike for extending the Sakbenwa-Bori Road to Kono Waterside, and also the recognition of the 3 graduates who have shown excellent performance during the NYSC service. He further advised the governor to look into setting up an innovative entrepreneurship program for the youth across the state to enable them develop their skills for self-employment. In business, the Rivers State government has disclosed that work will begin immediately at the VIP lounge of the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagua, and is expected to be completed within 6 months. Governor Nyesom Wike shared the information over the weekend. He also announced a separate event that the cassava processing plant in Oigbo will be commissioned this week. In entertainment, mixed reactions have thrilled the generosity of the Rivers State government shared over the weekend to artists who performed at the Burna Boy homecoming. The governor at the event, among other things, gifted Lamini Ogulu, better known as Burna Boy, a land in OGRA and money to build a house on it. He also gifted the other artists 10 million naira each.
Now, for all the other artists who performed tonight, I don't know what you have agreed, but all of you that have come today, the Rivers people, and the Niger that have come to play today, to show the talent you have, all of you will go home with 10 million naira each. That time you came to Port Harcourt. Let me tell you, if we have money, our money must go to encourage our people.
While many hailed the recognition of the musician by the state, others cited pensioners being owed gratuities, teachers being owed salaries, high rate of unemployment, and the arrears owed some teachers in some parts of the state and other areas the governor should focus on instead. In sports, match day 18 in the Nigeria Professional Football League saw Rivers United beat Sunshine Stars by a single goal scored by Godwin Aguda in the first half. The defeat for Sunshine Stars saw them drop to the relegation zone.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
At least 5 people are injured and around 950 residents have been evacuated to safety after a fire broke out at the Balongan refinery run by Indonesian oil firm Pertamina at midnight. Firefighters are working to put out the massive fire, though the cause of the fire remains unclear. TV footage and videos on social media showed the fire still raging on, with a plume of smoke rising high above the refinery. On the news this morning, you heard that Femi Adesina has made a case for gloomy statistics. The Rivers State Police Command has arrested one suspect, Wariboko Basoene, over the kidnap of Anthony First Class Chief, who was released over the weekend. Governor Nyesom Wike has said that he is taking the first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine privately. On the foreign scene, you heard that at least 5 people are now injured after a fire broke out at the Balongan refinery in Indonesia. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevire. I am Ifiemi Andrew. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. Thank you for your time and have a great day ahead.